All right, so some pretty huge news for my Nvidia shareholders or for people who are tracking Nvidia stock at the moment. The CEO of Nvidia, Jensen Huang, he was just on CNBC 2 days ago, and he was announcing this partnership with Accenture, and they also had the CEO of Accenture on the segment. But Jensen Huang made a pretty incredible comment. All right, and quote, I'm reading this from a news article on CNBC. The demand for NVIDIA's next generation artificial intelligence chip Blackwell is insane. Everybody wants to have the most, and everybody wants to be first. Since that comment, shares of NVIDIA are up about 3%, all right? And that's since Thursday. Guys, there's only so many ways to deliver this message. NVIDIA is a power play right now. We're about a month and a half or so and some change away from NVIDIA's earnings call at the end of November, and they're going to announce the Blackwell revenue. They're going to announce the news about that, and they're most likely going to blow it out of the water. I already went over two other videos, or created two videos, where Bernstein Wealth Management and Morgan Stanley both met with NVIDIA, right? And the projection they had with Blackwell was that the revenue was going to be between, I believe, 3 to 4 billion, right? Bernstein Wealth Management and Morgan Stanley, their analysts, meet with NVIDIA. NVIDIA turns around and says, actually, we may have undershot that revenue estimate for Blackwell. We're looking around 10 billion right now. 10 billion off a projected 3 to 4 billion estimate for Blackwell chips. So, for anyone who's into Nvidia, who has shares right now, hold on to your ass, all right, and not in a bad way, because what it's looking like here is that with the news we're getting, with what Jensen Huang is saying, it's going to be big. All right, this next earning call is going to be big. And yeah, stocks, or Nvidia specifically, moves on news such as the CNBC interview, 2 days ago. But the earnings call, what I've seen holding Nvidia shares for well over a year now, is that these earnings calls is where we get the most positive or even negative movement. But we're trending in a positive way right now. And another thing is that NVIDIA had their earnings report August 28th, right? About, 2 months ago. Sorry, geez. And the stock price was about $125 the morning of that earnings call, okay? Went down to about 105. We're about 2 months after that call now. NVIDIA's back at that price. Okay, so if you held on to Nvidia even after that scary news where they didn't blow it out of the water as much as people necessarily wanted, you would be right back where where we were a day or so before that, or the morning of that earnings call. So again, Nvidia is something like right now, definitely recommend, and this is not financial advice, because it's something I'm doing. I'm just telling you my perspective. Purchasing shares of Nvidia right now instead of holding cash is a great play. A very, very, very good play, in my opinion. And that's exactly what I'm doing. That's exactly what this channel's about. But the news that we're getting here, that Jensen Huang, I mean, he said the word insane. Insane demand. All right? Bernstein Wealth Management reports on it. Morgan Stanley reports on it. Hey, they undershot their estimation on Blackwell revenue. It's actually way higher. It's actually over three times higher than what they predicted. I mean, guys, that's big news. Really big news. And I'll end the video on this. I'm seeing a lot of stuff. And guys, I'm not an engineer. I don't work for Nvidia or anything like that. But I keep hearing and you keep seeing things online. Well, hey, these hyperscaler companies like Microsoft, Meta, Amazon, they're going to end up producing their chips in-house to be less reliant on Nvidia and to save on cost. for people to think that that is just an easy thing for these companies to do, they're out of their mind. All right. It's like a company saying, hey, you know, yeah, Apple has the iPhone. I'm going to just make I'll just make a phone like the iPhone and we'll use that and I'll make it cheaper. More people buy it. Way easier said than done. So I get Nvidia's grown really strong and the outlook is incredibly strong, both in the short term and I think long term, which is my play. But I think people saying that are just trying to undercut Nvidia and what they're doing right now. For them to think that these other companies are going to produce a chip that they've been in this business for over 3 decades. And what, now you think all of a sudden Amazon's going to be able to produce the same quality as Nvidia? Right? Like people who say that are missing the forest for the trees. All right, don't mean to sound like a boomer, but it's the God's honest truth. So just some things to evaluate there. Again, the countdown for that next earnings call begins. It's slated, I think, for November 27th. It's going to be huge, and it's a big deal for Nvidia investors because now we're going to see, are they able to rebound from that? Disappointing what investors are. According to the stock market, people thought that was a disappointing earnings call. So we'll be able to see if they rebound from that and see what the real revenue and what's happening here with Blackwell. But it's looking really good right now, and yeah, I think it's a great play. So guys, please like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.